and Tom Brady is officially a Tampa Bay Buccaneer.
That is
not official.
Crazy to hear.
Don't lie. Don't lie to our listeners.
Decided to
Do not
become
lie to our listeners.
a Tampa
He's not
Bay
signed
Buccaneer.
anything. It is not official.
So
that is not true.
So we have a great interview with Dr. Anthony Fauci coming up that's very informative. Everyone should listen. Hank, right before we started recording, said, hey, do you think we should change it up and put Dr. Anthony Fauci at the beginning?
Whoa.
And we both paused for a second. We're like, what? Yeah. Why would we do that? And then
we
we're
care about the American people's health.
Because Tom Brady's not a Patriot
fuck
anymore.
Hank was trying to save lives. I'll give you credit for that, Hank. And Hank was also dipping into the, was there a sports ball move out there?
Who cares about sports?
Really, you care about sports? That's interesting. I care about reading. So Hank was telling me earlier that
seeing suck, by the way?
Tom Brady leave.
We should probably bring that up.
What?
Your friend Tom Fernelli did have a text saying.
So I have it right here.
Yeah, I don't see that text because he's a fraud and doesn't put me on these little.
Okay, so this is from our friend Tom Fernelli. He said, "Wow, not only does Tom Brady break Hank's heart, but he does
didn't break my heart.
Can I finish the text?
I don't care what he says.
Not only does he break Hank's heart, but he does so in a letter, forcing Hank to have to read.
And there were a lot of words
twisting that knife.
I didn't read them all.
All right, so let's actually start. I want to go through your range of emotions, and then we'll talk about what it means for. I was
hoping Tom Brady was just going to do the decision with only Hank sitting behind him, and then he tells the camera like, "I'm taking my talents to Tampa Bay," and Hank just like melts into a pile of just tears.
Talk about an all-time Hezzy Hay like fake out by tweeting "Forever a Patriot" and then tweeting so many words that you read it, and by the time you're at the end, you're like, "Wait, he's leaving?" Because I saw "Forever a Patriot," I was like, "Oh, here it is." What we all were expecting: Tom Brady's going to sign with the Patriots. That why did we even go through this act? Instead, it's the exact opposite. It's foolish that we've been told for the last month and a half. Jeff Darlington was saying it to our face. He's not going to be a Patriot, and we still are shocked. But Hank, please tell us how the morning went.
It was a tough morning. I was woken up by my girlfriend, relationship Lockwood. She was like, I have some terrible news. I don't know if you want me to tell you.
Oh no.
And I thought it was like Corona. Like I couldn't imagine what she was talking about, but I was like, tell me, thinking it was Corona related.
She was probably scared to tell you.
Yeah, that's so much worse that Rhea broke it to you.
Uh-huh. She was like Tom Brady, and I was like, what the fuck? And then I checked my phone, saw a bunch of Hank from Big Cat and PFT.
Whoa. I said Hank ? PFT responded. What did you respond?
Well, so we were basically saying that it's better off, the longer Hank can sleep without knowing, the better for him.
We were in time. We were basically like, Hank is sleeping right now. It's the last great sleep of his life. He is the little boy has his eyes closed and he's dreaming of Tom Brady.
I was saying that your little arms are twitching like a puppy's when they sleep, and in your dreams you're holding up a sign that says "Thank you for staying, Tom Brady."
Right, and then you wake up to Rhea shaking you, and it's all a bad dream.
Yeah, then basically the piano from See You Again started playing, and then that song just played on repeat in my brain for the next 7 hours. I don't know, it's crazy. It's one of those things where it's I think Patriots haters, you guys, you want no matter what, you can never take away the 6 championships.
No, I'm not a
Wait,
Patriots
hold on.
hater.
We're not. Hold on.
But people are acting like Tom Brady leaving the Patriots means that I don't know. It's not. It wasn't. It was heartbreaking, but it was more of
I kind of agree with Hank.
I was reminiscing more than I was crying in my Cheerios.
Right. Hank, you're making a good point, though, which is, Tom Brady leaving, it kind of does take away a little bit from the championships because he's not wrapping up his career there. It's kind of weird. What if he wins a championship in Tampa Bay next year? I'd say that kind of makes him – is he going in the Hall of Fame as a Buccaneer or as a Patriot?
Okay, so luckily, though, it's happened. I mean –
hold on.
Pierce left.
Hold on.
Manny left.
Pedro
left.
But this is not – I don't think – there are definitely some people that Patriot haters who are rejoicing. I think it's just a utterly fascinating, all-time sports debate. It actually goes back to similar to the end of the Bulls run. Jerry Krause famously, organizations win championships, not players. Is it Tom Brady or is it Bill Belichick? And I think everyone's always had that debate, and now we get to kind of find out. And I wonder. We got to see how much he signs
though,
for.
Because he's also 40. It's not. It's not
entirely
it'll be fucked
fair.
up if he has a bad year and people are like, oh, the reason he won those championships was because of Belichick, because he's old. He's not in his prime.
It's not entirely fair. You're right, because it was 20 years, 6 championships. That's unprecedented. Probably never be done again. So to say oh, they don't like each other, Belichick's
note to him brought me to tears. It was amazing.
What did he say?
Yeah.
I actually missed it.
It was like he is the peak of like Patriot way.
They said he was the founder of the Patriot way. He was one of the founders. Excuse me, not totally in charge.
He won 3 out of 4 championships his first 3 years, and has won like 3 out of 6 in his last at the end,
Right.
and he was competing the entire time in between.
Does it twist the knife at all, knowing that he did this on Boston's most sacred holiday of St. Patrick's Day? I mean, the Dropkick Murphys weren't even putting on a live concert for an audience, and this happens. It's the Irish goodbye.
I had a lot of friends that were like, it's fucked up that we're in quarantine because it's just like they want to go out, they need to drink. It's hard to cope with these type of realities. And it was a little messed up. He did it on St. Patrick's Day.
It's crazy that it happened in this like alternate weird world we're all living in right now, which we don't even think is real. And then this happens on top of all of it, and it's the Bucs. And you're like, what is going on? This is crazy.
I was saying it to PFT earlier. It actually makes sense that he went to the Bucs during this whole outbreak because it's like everything's upside down. We're living in the upside down. Nothing is right. Everything makes no sense. So if he just came back to the Patriots, and that would be like that makes sense. Business as usual.
Mm-hmm.
Everything's going along the way a logical brain would expect it to. Like it's spring. There's baseball. There's March Madness. There's NBA. There's hockey. Brady's on the Patriots.
But you're
but
right.
now it's the exact opposite, and it's like that makes more sense than if he signed with the Patriots.
Good point. So I'm going to throw out a few things that went through my head of why he might have done this. And we'll obviously, I mean, I guess maybe he will say exactly why. People will point to the Belichick relationship. I think that's probably unfair because it's, like we said, 20 years, and it's always tough for that long. Like, that's a crazy amount of success for so long that eventually it's got to end, right?
I feel like that is the reason.
What?
I feel like it was something between those two.
Yeah. So my question is, do you think?
Not that you blame either one of them, but I think I think that's what it was.
Well, I think Belichick has proven throughout the years that he will always walk away from a guy a year too early than a year too late, and it probably was a situation where he's like, I'm not going to pay a 42-year-old quarterback $30 million a year for multiple years. When
Stidham is basically Brady when Brady started. Is
that what you're going with?
No, that's what
Is that what?
Belichick.
Why? Because no one thinks he's going to be
Is that
good.
what you're going with?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
There are a lot of quarterbacks that aren't very good.
What about the idea that Bruce Arians is the perfect anti-Belichick? Because one, he's just going to be like, hey, dude, you can throw it as much as you want. Two, he probably has been drunk at least in half of the meetings he had with Tom Brady.
Mm-hmm.
And three, he famously is like, yeah, we do our work and we go home. It's like the opposite of the Patriot way.
Yeah. I think he's fired people for missing like youth sports games
Yes.
of their kids and stuff. Yeah. So he's like, well, I don't know. Is paint in the TB12 diet? I know
could
tomatoes,
be.
strawberries are no-go.
Do you think it has anything to do with Tom Brady being Tampa Bay, and that's just like the perfect synergy in terms of branding?
That helps.
That definitely
I
helps.
didn't think about that.
You
but
did
that,
not think about that.
that does
That's
help.
like
Let me
very
throw.
obvious.
I got a little scenario for you, Henry. What happens
Don't be mad.
if they
You're
get
giving me eyes
very
like you want to
obvious,
fight me.
like-
You want to fight me?
What do you mean it's very obvious?
No,
I mean, Tampa Bay, Tom Brady.
TB.
I didn't see anyone
TB.
else to say
he,
it.
he is TB12 and TB.
Yeah, right.
You should get tuberculosis too.
Mhm.
Have a threefer. So how about this, Hank? Tom Brady makes a Super Bowl next year with the Buccaneers in their stadium in Tampa. They play against the Patriots. Who are you rooting for?
No comment. I don't.
Oh,
I
you might-
honestly don't know how.
Wow.
Your
Wow.
fandom is so tied in with Tom Brady that it might even supersede the Patriots.
Absolutely.
fandom.
I mean, Tom Brady has given me my entire
Hank's
life. Like, I was
26.
7 years old.
Yes.
My life, blood, and the maturity process, puberty, all of those things were
Weird.
drastically altered because of Tom Brady. Like he taught all of New England how to be a winner. So it's tough to be like, oh, I'm just gonna root for the Patriots because they're the Patriots. Like Tom Brady and Belichick, but if Belichick went to another team and then it was Belichick against the Patriots, it would be the same thing where it's like you owe Belichick so much because he's given you so much. Same thing as for Brady.
Here's
No,
what
with Belichick, it'd be like you're rooting for a team against your team. With Brady, it's like you can convince yourself
I think
that you're rooting for the individual.
I think right now you're in a very vulnerable state. The world is a weird place. I think once we actually kick off the NFL season, that will be a different answer. And I'm going to give you.
I'll be a humongous Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Oh, I know, but I'm saying like if it came down to that, I don't think it would be even a question for you. I think it would be you're rooting for the Patriots, and if somehow Tom Brady wins, then it's like at least not the worst thing.
Yeah.
Here's the one thing is Belichick.
I don't know. I've always been like I hate so much when people try and tarnish Brady's legacy. Like that's just a
How can you
defensive
tarnish his
instinct.
legacy?
If he
Oh,
lost to the
deflating?
Patriots, they'd be like, oh, like That would be terrible. That would be terrible to listen to. Think about it.
Well, Belichick would win the argument.
Right, which would be, but like, yeah, it would be.
But
it
you'd
would
also have a 7th ring. And Belichick would. That's the thing is Belichick, of all the teams, like, if you're going to pick a Hall of Famer, the greatest of all time, to walk away, you got a pretty good guy in charge who's probably had a plan in place for many years. Like, he probably has known this day was coming 4 years ago.
He's prepared for it.
Right.
He definitely has some plans in place now.
Andy Dalton is he's somehow going to make Andy Dalton an unbelievable quarterback.
I mean, the real question and the people that we have to think of in times like these is what are the people that have the Tom Brady 12 jersey as their Twitter avatars and have for the last 4 years? What are they going to do? Are you going to change it to a Tampa Bay Buccaneers?
Those people will probably are Patriots loyalists.
They're going to stick around?
Switch it.
They're getting rid. Well, I'm actually shocked that nobody's made the connection between Goodell and Brady leaving. Like, maybe he was involved. Maybe he encouraged Brady to leave somehow.
Here's a weird thing that I don't think anyone has kind of realized right now because it has been such a weird day, week, whatever you want to call it. Forget Tom Brady, the visual of Tom Brady in a Bucs uniform. How about the fact that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are going to play like 6 primetime games next year? They're going to be featured in every single game.
I need the creamsicles to come
We're
back.
going to watch so many Bucs games on Sunday night, Monday night. Like, it will be, they'll max it out. I think it's like 5 or 6.
Yep.
They will be maxed out Monday and Sunday night, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. What fucking world do we live in?
A month from today, April 17th.
Is what?
Schedules.
Schedules.
That's going to be big.